One trade can change everything.
Hello everybody, welcome to today's market update. I'm really excited for this one for a couple different reasons. First of all, I did launch my website this morning. If you guys caught the live stream, great. If you didn't, no worries. I have a link in the description for this video here. The website is memorylock.io, and this is just a brief kind of look at it here. I ran through with you guys all about the website and key things that you can keep an eye out for. One thing in particular, I am a Bybit partner now. So if you do use my sign up link, you'll get extra rewards with that as well. We have my memoir here, which is basically it's just my trading journal, right? I go in here and I talk about certain trades that I've taken in the past. I really like having this on here because I think a lot of people could benefit, you know, from seeing certain trades in the past, why I took them or why I didn't take them. Next, I have the market dashboard here. You get some technicals from TradingView up here. Some news, right? Recent news, all of my most recent videos, right? If you're wondering what my most recent video is, it'll always pop up here, and you're always welcome to, you know, go through and pick and choose any of the other ones here. And we also have the economic calendar, so things like FOMC meetings, CPI, some of that data that comes out is all on here, and all of this you can edit as well if you only want to see, you know, certain countries' data. Let's say like the U.S. here, you can apply and it'll all pop up. You can also click and add it to your calendar, or, you know, get a brief description as to like what some of this data actually means. And then lastly, we also have some fear and greed indexes here. I have those set on the 1 hour. These you cannot change, but these ones up here you can look at different time frames. The key is are all of my tutorials, right? So any tutorial that I have made and will make are all put on here, right? And the one thing that I do want to point out is under risk management here. I know a lot of people have really been looking forward to this, is my risk management tool. This thing is super, super, super awesome. I have 2 tutorials here on risk management and then my risk management tool walkthrough. So you can see how to use it. This is a really, really, really great tool. I highly recommend that you use it. If you are looking for a mentorship, this is an application for that. And of course, an about page that tells you just a little bit about myself and about the website. I also do have an Instagram. Everything is at memorylockedup. The Instagram is strictly for news. Twitter is strictly for charts and a little bit of shit posting. And YouTube, is, as you guys know, is the market updates and the educational content. So do check this out, guys. I hope you like it. It's designed for you to help you succeed as a trader. Everything's very simple. It's everything that you need and nothing that you don't, right? So with that said, let's get back to the charts. We'll take a look at what we got going on here. So it's kind of the story of the channels, isn't it? We'll go down to a lower time frame here. I reviewed this with you guys quite a bit, but we were in this channel, broke to the upside, traded in this one with also an upwards channel that we had for a period of time, had this breakdown, and now we're sort of in this upper channel. And this has like been really interesting. I've been like communicating with people in the Discord about this channel, and you know, we had this deviation here, and someone had asked me, they said, well, you know, and I took I longed here right at the range low, because I said, well, if we lose the range, in my opinion, we're just going to have continuation to the downside. And you know, so I longed here. I did get stopped out, no big deal. I am short from pretty much the Pico top, which is great. But someone asked like, well, couldn't we take out some of these lows here and then, you know, get a pump back into the range, or, you know, and then, you know, have that pump up? And I personally, I was a little hesitant on that. I don't typically think like, you know, we had one deviation here. I think I'm less likely to have a second deviation, right, to then where we swing to range highs and then come back down or something like that. But it's starting to look like that's exactly what happened, right? I mean, we'll have to see just how high this takes us, but a lot of shorts laddered into this zone here, and now obviously are getting squeezed, right? There was about negative 10 billion in delta 10 billion in negative delta on Binance alone at this point in the charts, right? So it's not surprising to see some degree of a short squeeze. Okay. And I did talk about too with someone about taking a short trade here and where you would put your stop losses. And what's really interesting, right, is that is exactly where we're headed for, right? Our people's stops in here. And I mentioned I was hesitant to take that trade, and the reason why, I'll tell you exactly why I was hesitant to take this trade, was because I looked back into my trading journal, and you know where else I took a similar trade was right here. I wanted to short a back test of the channel, thinking that we would get some degree of a breakdown, and that was not the case, right? Instead, we built up a lot of shorts in here and ultimately squeezed. So that's kind of why I when I saw that, I was like, I'm not really going to short like the back test of this, especially after like we had this nothing but downtrend. It seems likely to me that we would take out some highs or something like that, and then from there possibly see some degree of a downturn, right? So we'll have to kind of wait and see how this plays out. But I'm looking at one of a couple things. All right, so this is my 2 cents on it. Okay, one, this is a genuine break back into the range, and we can look to trade back to the top of the range, which we're not going to be too upset about, because then we could possibly resume looking for, oh, that's not the one, sorry. We can resume looking for this short setup up here that we initially wanted, right? We were going to put our stops above the 618 extension for the wave 5 and look to just kind of take out these highs but get some degree of a little bit of a move more. I did short in here. I wanted a little bit higher, right? I wanted to just get a little bit higher, and the reason I had these levels set was because of our up channel that we have here, right? We've since then broke down from that up channel, the upwards channel. So like, it feels like a little bit less likely to me, right? This is this channel from back here. I know it's like the story of the channels, all these channels here. But if we look, at some confluence here, we have the midline and we have the bottom of that channel. Let's see if we have any fibs in that zone. Yeah, the 618 is just a little bit higher, so not crazy on there. Probably the 0.5. Yeah, the 0.5 kind of rest in that zone. So there may be some degree of an opportunity here. Some degree of a short opportunity. Again, I kind of mentioned this in the Discord. Like, I personally don't think that this rally has legs, but I'm not willing to hop into like any positions just yet. I'm not willing to hop into any positions here just yet, right? But this could be some degree of a setup if we get up here and we see, price sort of stagger here, and it's unable to break up further after some degree of a squeeze, and then we see continuation to the downside, right? We come back to the midline, we see continuation to the downside, and we lose the bottom of the channel. Again, I'm like not overly eager to hop into positions here. I would consider it if we got up there, but I'm not going to go. I'm not gonna like go crazy on it right away. I would definitely want to see, some longs getting trapped. Maybe a lot of definitely, a lot of the shorts taken out, longs getting trapped. Definitely, some weakness in here where it attempts to, but it's unable to. Maybe come back to, I want to see some degree of a setup here and some weakness in price action for sure. I would not just like hammer into that. So a couple things, right? One, we make it back to the top of the channel. We can get finally, we'll take out this high and get some degree of a higher short that we'd wanted in the first place, right? Second thing, we do back test sort of that midline, like I was talking about here with that setup, and then we have some degree of a breakdown. And if that breakdown does come, if unless you're looking for some of these smaller trades that could possibly work into a swing, at the end of the day, we go to a daily chart, and this is, I'll show you exactly what I'm trading here. I'm just going to go ahead and hide all of these, and I'm going to bring up a macro more of a higher time frame perspective for you guys to give you an idea of what I see and like what I'm more interested in, I guess, taking a trade off of. So if we got this move up one more, I would definitely be shorting that, and this would be like my ideal. This would be my ideal positioning. I would love to get a short on this. Okay. The other one is I would really like to long this zone. Now, in the meantime, could we get some trades in between there? Sure. You know, that's something that we'll have to kind of see how it goes. But for me right now, like, I'm just not generally interested in taking a trade. I'm going to see, you know, how the rest of the week plays out and maybe look for something starting next week. If I can't find a good entry on a position tomorrow, I'll definitely just be looking forward to next Monday. So, yeah, with that said, we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 hit the 0.5 extension for the wave 5, right? And at this point, if this is actually the high, I would be looking at some sort of an ABC correction like this. Bring us down to this H12 order block, the midline for the general range here, a move back up, and then back down to the point of control here, which is also the 618 in the bottom of the channel, right? There's another possibility that this is not how the ABC would play out, and we would see instead like an A, B, C, maybe a little bit more like this. It would be more like an A, B, C, you know, which would sort of end us down in here instead of doing, you know, a larger one to a lower spot. So that's why I'm interested in longing this position. I think it's a really nice area to long. And, you know, at the very least, we'll get some nice move out of it, right? It might not be the big swing that we want that you know, projects us onto higher prices, but at the very least, I do think we could get some nice trade off of this. And if in the event, you know, we get to this zone and we get, you know, a move up like this and then we come back down and lose this level, right? Then great. This to me is the big zone to long. To me, this is the big one, right? And just to give you an idea, I'm looking for all of this to play out throughout March. Okay, this is, I would generally want this to be March price action. You know, this would be March's price action, doing something generally speaking like this, or, you know, just like this down to here, right? Generally speaking, I'm looking for March to sort of play out like this, and then, you know, for our next leg up, okay? So yeah, we'll leave it off at that. Like I said, I have links for everything in the description of my YouTube now. I hope you guys enjoy the website. Please, please, please take the time to watch the risk management videos. Your favorite traders on Twitter, your favorite traders out there that you follow on Twitter or Instagram, I'm sure they're great at making calls. They always talk about their trades. You're always looking for signals, but the one thing not a lot of people talk about is risk management. And I assure you, the traders that you follow on Twitter and Telegram, I'm sure they're better at risk management than you are just following their signals, which can cause you to lose money. So by using this tool, you can trade and consistently profit instead of blowing up your account. If you see that you're unable to make consistent profits over time, this is the solution. Okay, so do check that out. Totally free, not charging anything for it. So take the time, download it, check it out. Be sure you watch the videos associated with it as well. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about the website and everything. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.